Hello. I want to go put my flannel on from the 90s. Who's here? Hey, Felice. How many people are staying with you this summer? Is Chicago that great? I mean, I know it's like a summer thing, but wow, you've been entertaining a lot. Let me go on here. Oh boy. It's scary when you go on like with nothing on. I put on some foundation for this. I'm not gonna be able to go live anymore on Instagram until I have 1,000 people following me. That's kind of sad. Everyone from Texas and Florida want to visit Chicago in the summer. Last week we had my husband's Tulsa cousins. Wow. Hello, guys. I just found out that you're going to need 1,000 subscribers to go live soon on Instagram. So, yeah, tell 25 of your friends to follow me on Instagram because I'm not there yet. Come on over. We're live on YouTube. Okay, that was kind of a sad, like, little message. I downloaded a video or uploaded a video. It's going to go up tomorrow morning. So that's huge for me. Are you back from dinner? Are people staying with you this time? Who else is here? Do you like my authentic flannel, really from the 90s? It is humongous. Look at this thing. It's like 17 of us could fit in here, but it's so cozy. It's like my favorite one. It was the one that, like I just never got rid of because it was like real. Oh my gosh. All right, well, we'll see who shows up. I'm wanting my son to come heat up my coffee that I got a while ago. I have been very busy trying to get all this channel stuff together. So I'm in the midst of doing the website, which is going to be really, really great when we get there. But gosh, I'm very Gen X when it comes to this kind of stuff. And ChatGPT is not always right. And I'm trying to use that to like build my website. So it's like, I don't know. Like sometimes it just makes shit up and it's bizarre. I don't get it. Say hello if you're here. Don't be shy. Welcome to the 90s, guys. We're going to get a little messy here, a little grungy. I got in the mood from that green palette I just did a video with. I'm very happy. I found a new software to edit with that's called Descript. And it is a lot easier to use than what I was using before, which was the big one on Apple, the Final Cut Pro. I am not a pro, and I don't even try to be a pro. This week you had your son's best friends from Texas. We had dinner out, and now the boys are doing their own thing. How nice. How nice. I love when people visit. You get to spoil them and take them to all the fun places. And, we always say we're going to go to all the fun places, but a lot of time on the weekend, my husband is just like laying down, and so is my son. Like they flatten. It's a little warm up here for a flannel. Okay, well, Tulsa cousins. Gosh, you guys have been everywhere. We're here for a horse jumping event in Wayne. You haven't stopped since you got back from Florida Thursday. I'm exhausted for you. I hope you're like laying in bed and your computer's like on your lap or something, or your phone. Oh, gosh. Well, I put on some foundation already because I don't really have like a lot of full coverage. Oh, I look pretty. I made my eyebrows as thin as I possibly could without feeling really bad about myself. And I used the cushion foundation from Clay to Poe that's sort of like got forgotten, but I was trying to find something that had like a little bit more coverage, and I just haven't been wearing a lot with a lot of coverage. These have been like on my nonstop playlist, and I absolutely hated them when I first tried them, and now I can't stop wearing them. They're so pretty. You're so sweet, Heather. Thank you. The kids are going to all the places. Today was Oak Brook Center. Tomorrow they're going into Chicago to have lunch at La Colonial. That's where I was in Lake Forest last week for my sister's birthday. You want to be reincarnated as your kids and their friends. I kind of do too. I want to be either my son or my nephews. My sister's kids do okay also. They're like, they do very well. What's going on with you, Heather? How's Florida? Anything good happening there? It is oddly quiet downstairs. Like I'm kind of wondering if they went on a walk with the dog or something, but it's like, it's not dark, but it's getting dark here. Anyway, I went today and tried to get the new Say powder again. I don't know. It's like some kind of a conspiracy because when I go on my phone, it says that all these places have it. And every time I go to do like an order and have it delivered, it gets canceled. And I've been calling around because when you go on the app, it gets you to like the closest store. Whoever has it, that's where it comes from. So the places that said that it had it didn't even have it. Like I would go on and it would say, yeah, we'll deliver it. But then you'll go on their website and go, no, we don't even have that. The whole thing was like backwards and forwards, and it was making me a little nuts. But it's Sephora. Oh, sweetie. Oh, I had a migraine yesterday too. That's so weird. It came on at nighttime too, which is kind of weird for me. Yeah, Heather, where are you in Florida? Are you on the east side or the west side? I just know I'm jealous. I want to go to the beach for like a week. Actually, I got an ad today for this beautiful hotel in Turks and Caicos that looks like fantastic. I'm like thinking about it. I think that that's far enough away that it's not in the hurricane bullshit. Live in the beach. Oh, not South Carolina. So sorry. You know what? If you have a beach, you could be from anywhere and we'd still be jealous. I want to come to South Carolina, though. It's one of those places I really wanted to visit. Oh, well, I decided that it was kind of fun last week when we were talking about all of the makeup that we were remembering. And we were talking about the Bonnie Bell lip smackers and, the little slide lip thing and, the different eyes and stuff. And it kind of got me feeling like, you don't even have a real Sephora? I would just go to the beach and get like a real tan. I want a real tan really badly. Oh, you guys, today, on everybody's recommendation, I ordered the new Farrah Hamidi in the next shade. I don't even know if I can open this. On one hand, I guess it's a good thing because they credited me for getting a compact and I could just get a refill, but this is what came today. Isn't that fantastic? But I did like kind of dip my finger in it. I'm waiting for it to come back in stock too. And I definitely see what you mean by the tawny kind of a color. I think this is going to work. I actually think I might order, since I have the case, I might order that one and the darkest one in refills and see what I like better. Tourist town with no Sephora or Nordstrom, no crap. Imagine that. At least you can shop online these days. You have like 4 Ultas, which is so dumb. You guys, I try to go to Ulta. I really do. I go there and I walk around and I wind up with like a scrunchie. What is it about that store? And we have one of the ones that has like the Chanel and the Dior and the Natasha Denona and the Pat McGrath. And it's like, I don't know what it is. And like, they're never like super organized. When you go in there, it always looks like people have been going crazy. Crap, that sucks. I was reading that tons of people got FH broken. Really? Well, mine was completely shattered. It must have something to do with the formula. But it's like this big. I mean, I opened it up and it was like kind of dusty on the top. And I was like, that's kind of weird. And I opened it up and it was almost like opening up like a glitter bomb. But, oh well. So I went over to Sephora today and I found the Hourglass palettes. And I don't know if you guys have seen these yet. Try to find a picture. I might have to go on their website. They probably have better pictures than Sephora, right? I'm like learning how to do so many things on the computer right now that I'm confusing myself between uploading and this and getting a new program and learning a whole new way to edit that's going to be easier. Okay, here we go. Shop now. So shop now. That's what we're going to do. All right, let's see. Share my screen. Okay. Yay. Add to stage. Okay. She likes herself. I want to get to the palettes. Okay, here we go. So there are 6 palettes. I got 2, which tells you that I really mean what I said, that I wasn't going to be buying everything anymore. They had all of them there, which was kind of nice. So let's see. Are these like by name? I guess these are all different ones. Okay, so this one right here is called the Realist. I have the Minimalist and the Modernist. So this one, this would have been the one. God, I wish they gave us like more information. Okay, so this one's the Minimalist. I got this one. Yeah. It was a little bit confusing too, because when they have them sitting on the counter, it had two names for them because they were like double deckered. I don't know. It was a little strange. So I haven't even opened up these yet, or I haven't tried them on me yet. I just tried them on my hands. So this one is the one that's on the screen right now. This feels very tinny, like real lightweight. I mean, I guess that's a good thing if you're going to put it in your bag. I definitely want to compare this to a couple Chanel palettes that I have. I was really feeling like the matte, the kind of grungy, undone. You know, in the summertime, it's almost better to look purposely undone than completely fried from sweat and everything. What does it say? I can't get Chanel and Dior at Dillard's, and we do have that at our crappy tiny mall. Your fair, Hamidi, just arrived, unpacking it now. Stay tuned for condition. I'm ready, Felice. Did you get the lightest one or did you go deeper? Can get, not, can't. Darn, autocorrect. I'm too small and too blurry. Hold on. Hi, is that better? Am I still blurry? I'm using my camera. Yeah. Is it better, Heather? Maybe my lights need to be more on. I kind of like turned it down a little. Is that better? Oh, I can't wait, Felice, for you to try it on. It's so beautiful. So I loved this palette. Like, I know it's, this is me. This is my wheelhouse. This is where I'm comfortable. This is like not where I was when I was young, but it reminded me a lot of the 90s because it was all about like placement and colors. So here is this one, the Minimalist or the Realist? The Minimalist. And I guess we could remember that because it's all matte, which will never be like enough for me. But this is a really nicely balanced palette. I feel like we got our light shade to brighten, and we've got like that kind of mid-tone, and then we can get deeper. So I'm going to try to put these in order of depth of just how dark they are. They're really smooth, quite beautiful. Can you guys see that bottom swatch? Let me make it. It's hard to see because it's like almost the same color as me. But look how smooth they are going on. See, this is what I'm liking about mattes. It's because they don't show texture the way that other things do. Although I have to say, and this is in my video that I just uploaded that'll be on tomorrow, a real video that I actually made. Putting on a color like this, like Trench from Victoria Beckham. Let's see where this is a little bit deeper than that palette. But it just kind of like right here in this area, if it's matte and smoothed out, I don't look as wrinkled as I do, you know, like when I put all my glitzy stuff on. That's the one you would have picked too. You had it in your cart. It's beautiful. And you know what? I got to grab these. Hang on. I got to take out the Chanel for a minute because there are two palettes that I cannot live without. That's one. Hang on, guys. Sorry. Forgot to pull these out. It's not a good thing when you have so much Chanel that you can't find your palette. This is so weird. Sorry, guys. Hang on. Okay, that's so weird. Well, we might have to live without it. I wonder if it's like in a purse. Oh, wait a second. There's one. No. All right, I'm not going to continue to do this, but that is not good. And very weird. Okay. So Claire Obscure was the one that I thought of for one of these. This is like almost exactly the same palette. And I kind of wanted to compare like the colors and stuff to see, because I always pull this out just to like frame an eye or just, you know, do something like that. We've got these over here. I'm going to go below here. It's so funny. I go into this whole thing about how I'm not going to be a swatch channel and who you should go to for the swatches. And I'm getting ready for Rebecca to kill me. She's going to be like, Michelle, thanks. Okay. So, same idea. This seems a little bit more pigmented, which makes sense because the Chanel, the old school Chanel. Yeah, Tissé Essential. Where's that? This is Obscure Claire. Could not find Tissé Essential. I'm going to have to look again in a minute, but these really, for me, are just, they're so key. And Tissé Rivoli is up there also for me. And you'll see why I took this one out, because I kind of went in that direction. When I looked at the ones at the store, let me see if there's a picture of, they couldn't possibly give us a picture of all of them together, could they? Maybe Sephora would be better. I don't like what they're doing here. They're like, shop the look. Okay. Well, here we go. Okay. So that is the palette, the Minimalist. That is the one that I got. Then they had Realist. Now, I will tell you that that palette is, oh, I don't want 10% off. That palette in real life is not neutral. It is definitely warm. It leans warm. You love Tissé Rivoli. You need to pick up Claire before it disappears or gets reformulated. You know what? I keep asking my guy and I keep telling him the same thing. That's so funny. So Realist does not look like this minky cool tone situation over here. This definitely leans warm. Okay, the FH Bois is perfect. I couldn't wear a darker shade. Isn't it just so beautiful? I know. I love it. It like makes me so happy that somebody like saw us, the people that were waiting. Okay, the next one is called The Idealist. And this one was very, very warm. Very warm. Like that makes it look like sort of warm. And I would not call it rose as much as I would call it caramel. I don't know how, like it was definitely leaning into that bottom right color seemed a little undertone orangey to me, much warmer than it looks in these pictures. Okay, then I thought I was going to get this one because this one is all shimmers. None of them were exciting to me. And then I thought in my head, like, I already have all the shimmers that I need when I bought the Patrick Ta ones, minus the pink that I didn't buy. And I just picked up, I used to have the golden, like peachy one of this, but this is the, I think it's literally called the Glitter Bomb. Glitter Puck, sorry. This is from the makeup artist that did Euphoria. This is from Ulta. And this is just a silver sparkle. So this one, it had shimmers, but it was more, it wasn't like a sparkly shimmer. Like I didn't feel like I was getting sparkle from it. I just felt like it sort of looked more textured, and that's not what I was looking for at these palettes for. Like I want these palettes to either stand alone as like an easy eye, or I want to add like some sparkles. Okay, now I now have 19 powder bronzers. Do not let me buy another one. Well, at least until the Givenchy comes to the US. I just tried to buy the Givenchy on Looking Fantastic or one of those websites. I always want to say it's called You're Looking Fantastic, but I don't know. It may not be. These shimmers are not glitters. They're not shiny. They're almost just like in outside of satin, like satin enough to make it look a little bit textured, but not glittery enough to make people feel confused when they look at your eyes when you have that on you. There's not enough confusion. So I actually passed on that, and I kept looking at it and going outside and looking at it and going outside. It just didn't, maybe at some point, but it was not to be had today. This one, however, is my kind of color story. And for those of you who like Tissé Rivoli, you will love this one. Because this one leans into, hold on. This one leans into the plummy browns, like that kind of in between. kind of like Tissé Rivoli, which is why I pulled it out. They're just sort of in that same idea. You know what I mean? So let me swatch these. Okay. Super smooth. So pretty. See, they're just very neutral-ish. This is going to have a little bit more shine to it and more depth. So that's the Tissé Rivoli. Oh, I can't swatch these. Hang on, guys. I really should order another one of these. Like, I don't know what I would do without this palette. They're a little bit darker. Trying to make some decent swatches for everybody. But you can see they're definitely that same kind of cool leaning because it's more plummy. It's like a plummy brown, which is like my favorite kind of brown. Really loved. All of the palettes felt really good to me. Like the shadows felt like they were solid. The Minimalist would look good with the two lightest shades and Imperial Moon as well. Yes, yes, it would. That's the other one you had in your cart. That's hilarious. And then the last one is extreme. And I'm not saying this in a bad way. It's just extremely warm. And this one was out of the question for me. This almost looks like it leans into like the gold army green brown kind of thing. I didn't get that from when I had it in my hand. They all looked like different versions of neutral palettes that leaned warmer, cooler, you know, toward tan, toward caramel, toward plum, toward, you know, just neutral browns. Like I felt like this one was the most different, the one that I just put on. And this, I don't feel like the pictures are doing it. I really don't. I don't think that this is what it looked like in person. So there's Modernist, the plummy one. That's the one that's all shimmers. But I really want to caution everybody when I say shimmer, because it's like, I'm going to have to think about what word it is. Because there's no pearl like that you see in it. You know, like when you look at so many shadows now, the shadows have changed. They're so thin now. And like when you have like a sparkliness to it, it's almost floating. This is not that. Realist, Minimalist. So they say this is matte. This is neutral. This is rose. This is metallic. I think that's a stretch. This is cool and warm. Okay. Anyway, what do you guys think? Let's see. The Minimalist would look good with the two latest shades in Imperial Moon. Yes, that's the other one you had in your cart. The palettes won't lay flat either. Like this kind of bugs me. You know, why? Why? You know, they're just going to slide off of each other. Even if you go like this way. I was trying to like get really creative. They're going to slide around. I could name 7 quads I have with similar color stories. CDP Driftwood, CDP Purple Ocean, Chanel Tiste Rivoli, Addiction Tokyo, Miss Mauve. I have that one too. I'm sure you have more. This is my favorite palette though. Like these are ones that I would actually use. Do you know what I mean? Like that is what I'm going for these days. I'm going for the I would actually use them category. Speaking of which, I tried, you know the brand Wise? It's YSE. It's Molly Sims company. You guys seen it? Chanel LB eyeshadows in light, all similar color stories. We love Le Beige because of that. We do. I don't know, you guys. I still look at these Chanel ones as I'm sitting here. And even though these are not sparkly, their satin like catches the light. Man, Chanel has something magical in their eyeshadows. And I feel like for a little while, there were too many cooks in the kitchen. I know they had the 3 ladies and I know that they were all working together and they were trying to weave their little web of all the different things, but it was like the same thing every single time. We had a coral, a rose, and a mauve. A coral, a rose, and a mauve. And it would kind of like fluctuate. This one was more coral. This one had no mauve, but the next one had mauve and didn't have coral. And it was just like the same stuff over and over. And it just got crazy. And then like we got the one with the flowers on it. I can't even think of the name of it now. And now like where are they? They had a couple more lip products come out. I don't understand like the throw everything at you, take everything away. And I just read online today, I forget whose account it was. It said that Chanel sales in Australia are going way down. And honestly, you guys, other than the fact that I cannot believe what just was auctioned at Sotheby's was the original Birkin. Did you guys see my thing about that? They bought it for like $10 million. I mean, for a purse. I mean, like, I'm sorry, but in the same like kind of space and time, there's CNN, which I don't usually watch, but they're doing a special right now every week about Live Aid and how it's the 40th anniversary, I believe, 40th. Yeah. And they talked about what was like just starting out. And it's the most fascinating thing to see how everyone came together without the help of the technology that we have today. I thought it was really, really interesting, and set your DVRs for it. It's really cool. And it's got all the music that we used to listen to. And it's just really interesting to hear Bob Geldof talking about seeing this BBC person showing a woman who had to go and decide who was going to get to eat from the Red Cross and who was not. You gotta watch it. They all like kind of lived near each other. It was like Sting was one of them, Bob Geldof, somebody from, I can't remember. I'll have to like look at it, but you guys, it's beyond interesting. And like, I can't wait to watch it next week. All right, I'll stop. So I want to talk about messy makeup because it's fun. I love messy makeup. Messy makeup to me is the 90s in a nutshell. I loved just putting on the eyeliner and like smudging it and really trying to like wing out the sponginess of it. Just have like that depth here. And then I would wear some kind of, usually like a burgundy blush. And I would either have the concealer lip or the brown lip. And we're going to do both of those. What did you guys like to wear? I had a bunch of things that are just so fun that I'm going to show pictures. Very excited. It was such an interesting time. You know, it was just, were you guys single in the 90s? Single or married? Hold on. No. Hold on. There we go. Okay, I think I figured it out. Okay. Yay. There we go. Yay. Okay, now I'm happy. Okay, so I want to give us, well, first of all, have you seen the new Clé de Peau that's coming out? This one? It's like $100 and I couldn't even, maybe $110. I don't know if I'm ready to pay that for an eyeshadow palette. This is beautiful. I actually really like the color story. And I feel like you could use that for blush or you could use it for eyeshadow. I'm starting to look at things as like things you can use everywhere because I've been using my lipsticks almost all the time on my cheeks now. It's a freaking pink. And I'm so pissed you waited so long and they give you pink. Yeah. It's going to be really interesting to see what Pat does when LVMH launches this fall. Is it going to be the gold and pink like all over again? Or I wonder what she's going to do. I think her company is going to get like absorbed. Has anyone tried that, her spray that's supposed to give you like glass skin? No. Okay, so I wanted to like pull up some of like just our little memories. First of all, like we were this young then too, but to look at them, I mean, they were like they're so young. And this is like the height of the supermodel era. I mean, look at the size of these women, first of all. Got married in 91, met him in 88. Can almost always get CDP at a discount. Yeah, I wouldn't buy it for full price. Except at the holiday, I usually buy the highlighter. These pictures just were amazing to me. Look at Kate. She was like a waif. Even next to all of them, she was like tiny. Love this with them like putting on their makeup. You have the Pat McGrath spray. You love it. Oh, Felice, I'm going to get it. Does it feel like you're putting hairspray on your face? Okay. Tell me that she's not, what, like 15? How old is she here? That is just like that vampy lip. You guys remember like when Vamp nail polish first came out? It was like nobody would ever have worn a color like that before because that wasn't a thing. But I just love like the very clean lines and like just this kind of plain and brown. And you have to remember, like, we were coming off of the crazy decadent 80s when everything was just indulging and big and bright and crazy. And this was so like grunge and pared down and much more relaxed. And I don't know. We'll have to see what happens, you know, when our politics gets crazy. Look at this. I mean, gorgeous, right? That beautiful golden hour light. I wish this could like bottle that and put that on me. I want that bronzer. Like, excuse me. Wow, it's pretty. That one we had. But these pictures are just, it was our rebellion against all of the excess. I feel like you can just see that they're just, I mean, my God, she like needs to eat some, like more than a salad here. It doesn't feel like hairspray. I'm so glad. Look at that eye. Pearly, shimmery. How about that whole era? I have some of that pulled out too. Now, I wasn't putting on like eyelashes and stuff. I was plucking my eyebrows until I wanted to. I really like to have a conversation with that girl. Look at these eyebrows. Like, look at these eyebrows. Those are thin eyebrows. That is what we did. That's the new powder. So we're at the end here. And I love this. I'm just going to show it anyway. If the kindest souls were rewarded, the longest lives dogs would live us all. And I totally think that. I love this. Okay. Favorite things that you can remember from the 90s. I'm going to go first. There were no phones recording our antics. I knew in I would say 87-ish, I was at college at Arizona State, and there were 3 people that I knew that had the brick phone. You guys remember the brick phone, like the big ass brick phone, the first one that came out. Remember? I don't know who they were calling besides each other, but you know. All right, well, we are going to get a little grungy here. You guys ready? Do you guys have any great eye crayons? Because I feel like they're just so easy. I was looking at a bunch of them today, and I have to say, like, if I had not liked the Hourglass, I probably would have picked a couple up, but the ones that I liked were pearly. The ones from Elia that were just released are beautiful. Like, beautiful. Beautiful. What a formula. I could not, they were so creamy, and for whatever reason, they didn't show like a lot of texture. Like, I walk around with things on my hand a lot. Like when I go into a store, I'll put down like, oh, remind me to talk about the Tom Ford lip glosses because I got a story there. So I put them on and they all sat really well. And I went to go to try to take them off. If you have a long day and you don't want your eyeshadow to come off, get the new Elia eyeshadow sticks, because did I have a hard time getting those to come off my arm at Sephora. You remember having a beeper? It was see-through. Oh my God. Teal. I love it. Doesn't feel like hairspray. Okay, we got that one. BB came out with some new shades. Saw the silvery greenish color that we released that was pretty. Green is going to be a huge theme moving forward, and I just did a whole video on that, so I'm going to kind of just leave that there. Not only did we have a brick phone, we had a bag phone. My dad had a car phone. Do you remember when they were installed into the car? You remember your parents had a bag phone in the car? I remember when I got a job, like working pretty far south, and I was living in the city, and I was going and finishing my master's in Evanston. So I was like back and forth like every single day. And my parents put a car phone in my car because they didn't want me to have a phone that would just be so easy to use, because back then it was so expensive to make phone calls. Anyway, should I had kind of intended on using the really neutral one today. Is everyone okay with that? Yes, no, hope so. Okay, so back then Mac was a vibe. Paint Julie Paint Pot, I think it's from that era. I really think it's one of those things that's lasted the test of time. Can you remember getting the cell phone when it first came out, the Motorola smaller phone? Do you guys remember like when people would have to like push the button like 3 or 4 times to like get to like the different letters because it was just a keypad? And then people started getting Blackberries. That was like a thing. I don't know. It was a time. Here, wait, I wrote some things down that I wanted to remember to share with you guys. Okay, so what I feel like they did really, really well, like all the supermodels, is like they showed us in the 80s, you would have like the pink and purple, and then you have like the bright pink and purple, and then you would have like the whatever pink and purple. And it was just a lot, right? Just a lot. And they made it okay to just not do a lot except in one place. And it was usually the eye. And I think that that's why all of us are so into eyeshadow. Oh, by the way, remind me, I have the brown mascara to try. I wanted to tell you, I went and I put the Tom Ford new glosses on the back of my hand. Okay, so there's East Coast, West Coast. What was the other one? It wasn't Spanish Pink. It was... Shoot, I'll think of it. The coral one, it just wasn't even like enough pigment to pay $62, you know? Then the really sparkly one, I can't remember if that's East Coast or West Coast. That one was okay, but I will say it's a warm shimmer. Like it's more than gold. I would say it almost goes to like a tarnished gold kind of a thing, where it starts to, kind of change. You always loved eyeshadow because your mom wore the grayish black silver eyeshadow and would not leave the house without it. I want to get some of those Danessa sticks. I have to tell you guys. I'm thinking about it. All right. So I happen to think that when it comes to the smudge and it comes to bringing us back from the 90s, I think Victoria Beckham is a very good person to trust for that. Her eyeliners to me are the best. They are creamy. They are easy to smudge at the beginning. She gives you a little playtime, and then it's you better love it because it's going nowhere. You know, like she just did a really good job with it. So what I used to do, I was trying to think back, aside from going to Barney's and hanging out there and getting my makeup done by them, we would usually blank out, you know, like our lid space. So I want to just do this softly because what I want to do is I want to take the grungy look and actually make it something that is wearable. Like, I think it's okay to use something like this instead of like a pressed powder. If you get the color, then you get the color. I mean, the problem is if this is not your nude, it's going to look chalky. Spice Girls, tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. What you tell me? I'm going to get like demonetized. I can't believe VB is 51. Is she really? Has she ever looked at a camera not like this? Oh, she's funny. All right, so we perfected the smudge back then. And I will say, I don't remember curling my eyelashes that much, but then again, I do because I can remember heating this up with a lighter. And I can also remember lighting my eyeliner, but I can't remember when that was. When did we light our eyeliner with the Bic? In the late 70s, early 80s, Estee Lauder had a PWP. I'm clueless. That was just shadows. They called it Blockbuster. You could only get it with a fragrance purchase. You bought it every year. Oh, was it like a gift with purchase? Like one of the ones that was like an actual gift with purchase? Like not now with the gift with purchase? I don't know. So she even gives us a smudger, which tells me a lot of things about her. Your aunt taught you to light the eyeliner. You know, your mom took you to get piercings. Your aunt took you to do eyeliner. I'm jealous. All right. So I want to say if you want to actually flatter the eye, we need to go up. We want to draw the eye up. I'm not going to like go across the way that I would have back then. But if I started here and I just start dotting here, not even swiping, just dotting. Just against my lashes. Just on that side. See how already it starts to draw the eye up? Purchase with purchase. So it wasn't even a freebie. It was a, you are allowed to buy this. You've been vetted for another purchase. So I also like to go in this way. Because my waterline is big. Okay, so now I'm going to start to really massage this into this part of my eye and get enough of it on there. Now we do have a little playtime. You guys, some of these long wear products now, you have like 2 seconds. This, at least you can like play a little bit. You can see it's really smudging nicely. Now I can remember using like my fingernail too. And I am just not adding any more product, but I am going to start going up. Because everything goes down, so we go up. But I think the point of it is not for it to be perfect. It's supposed to be like slept in, you know, like I woke up like this. And you can really smudge and just get that like really grungy look. I'm gonna do a few little dots down here. I'm going to get a little smudger brush for that. A little tiny one. Because you really want to get in between those lashes. And the best thing is that when you start to go down like this, you don't need as much concealer. So I'm just going to pull this up like that. And I'm going to go into our eyeshadow. I think I'll go with this like middle brown color and just kind of use this as my gradient, my little guide. And I'm going to go a little darker, real close to the lashes. But it's really starting going into the second color. I think you start to get like a good shape when you smudge. Do we like? I'm fairly certain that I didn't have this challenging of an eye back then. Have we talked about my favorite Q-tips from Ulta? The ones that are like a paddle and also have a sharp edge. It is the greatest thing to pull things up. I want to soften this up. It's like fun to be undone. What are our thoughts on this? Now, for those of you who would have liked a little bit of shimmer also, I think if you go in with like a stick that's got a little of that pearl in it, I think it just gives you just that tiny little bit of shine, but I think that they were going for not that. I also love these Chanel ones. These are the Stylo Ombre et Couture. And if you guys can still find the taupe fume, might I just say it is delightful. And I can't believe that they don't have this one permanently. It's more cool tone than the Contour Clair. But these always smudge so nicely. And they last and last and last all day. All right, I want to try this mascara. Have we heard anything about this? Now, I used to use the Hourglass Unlocked Mascara because it was tubing and it was like there weren't any other tubing ones out there. I just wish Victoria Beckham, instead of coming out with that burgundy one, I wish she would have come out with a brown in the Vast Lash. But, I mean, this is a good formula. It's the same, almost identically the same as the Thrive. Like, ingredient for ingredient. So it's got the plastic wand with, like, you know, the little teeth. This is magnetic and it keeps sticking to my computer. Like, that can't be good. I'm going to wiggle this on. Ryan, is that you? Okay, I dinked over here. I'm going to show you guys how I take that off. I always do. My arthritis is super bad at this hour, so my hands don't work quite the same way. But with this mascara, I know you have to work with it wet. This is my kind of brown, though, because it's really dark. It's called espresso. And it's not a warm brown at all. I remember not doing a whole lot on the bottom lashes. I'm just going to put a little like here just to kind of make it grungy. And then wherever I dink myself, I just take like one of these brushes. And this works with glitter too. Like if you get glitter on you, it just takes it right off. It's the best. What do you think? You love the Hourglass Unlocked. I have to say, you guys, this color could be a turning point for me in finding a brown that I could wear. I always feel like black mascara is just so much, you know, it's just, it's powerful. But this is gorgeous. It's a beautiful brown. And I don't feel like it's not dark enough. I know they went clumpy, but I think real way, I just don't want to go clumpy. I want to go fanned. So once you get the eye look up like this, let's talk about blush. You either had a brown blush or a bronzer, and that was always first. So I'm going to take that out. I wonder if this has the year on it. I'm going to use my very old Giorgio Armani bronzer. This was like the first bronzer that I truly fell in love with. This is pre-Tom Ford. I don't know how old this is. I don't recommend this for anyone else, but for me, this was all I wanted. And it wasn't even about contouring as much as it was about just bronzing. Where did this formula go? Like, why don't they have this? I need to pick up the Brown Unlocked. You've been using the black nonstop because it makes my lashes long and stays on in the heat, humidity, and with my watery eyes, I don't look like a raccoon. It's the best part about using a tubing mascara. Love it. Have you ever tried the Vast Lash from Victoria? Have you guys ever tried it? So back then, there was kind of like two colors of blush. It was either your bronzer or something in this vicinity. You know, like something in the berry. You got the black tube and don't like it. Way too heavy for my eyes. Oh, don't get that one. Get the white tube. So this kind of a color. 100% this. Like, I opened this when I was like, this is it. This is Maiden's Blush. By the way, love these. This is RMS. And I love the fact that they have so many colors that are not normal and not like everything else in the whole world. And they are just such a great baked formula. They make your skin look good. I know that they were all about looking like dead heroin addicts, but I'm like not quite into that. But if you want a bronzer, this is it. Like, this is it. I love it. Try the Vast Lash. I was also thinking, for those of you who bought the Rosy Glow in Rosewood, this is very 90s. Like, very 90s, don't you think? These kind of like colors, or you had the brown. I could do like one look on each side. I'll put a little bit of this on and we'll just kind of see what it looks like. And remember, like, I'm trying to do this the way that we would want to, but also kind of honoring the time. I love the Vast Lash. It's completely weird how it doesn't come off in tubes, but as far as I'm concerned, it's a tubing mascara because it comes right off when you get it wet, you know, when you want to get it wet, and no smudging, nothing. Love it. Am I smudgy enough? Do I feel like I need more smudge? I'm going to take Pecan. These like make it so delightful. I mean, if I was going to be outside for the day, not like, you know, at a pool or anything, but like if I was going to be somewhere and it was hot and sweaty, I mean, this kind of, it's a bit much right now, but this kind of makeup definitely holds up in the heat. You wouldn't wear blush till like a few years ago. I hear ya. I do love this bronzer though. Oh, I can't like. I remember just being so sad. Like it was one of the first things that they discontinued that I actually like felt. So since we have this little palette in real life, I would take the deepest color here and I would work my way probably with the same brush, just kind of softening this until we got to the lightest color. And I would just make sure that we cleaned up here. And by putting, you know, a little bit of powder on it, it kind of softens it up too, like the look. But it's just nice to have something that you don't have to worry about sweating off or, you know, having it come off of you without you wanting it to come off. What do we think? So there's 2 lips that we did. Can I put my concealer lip on for you guys first? Okay. This is the L7 pencil from Natasha Denona. Now she makes a color now called something Storm, S-T-O-R-S-T, like storm with an E at the end. And it's virtually the same, but not quite. When she discontinued this, it was not nice. We did not overline then, guys, but we did have the dark line going around. And usually people had the color Spice from MAC. And we definitely would have blurred this. We didn't really know what contouring was as much as like going around, but I think now if you did it, you probably would want to. Right? Also discontinued. Lorna Doone from Gucci. The ultimate concealer lip for me. There's nothing that I loved more than this. And you guys are going to like be like, wow, okay. This is an old Dior Addict. I don't recommend anybody keeping these around or using them. I have several. When they stopped making this, I bought as many as I could find. It's called Dior Addict Ultra Shine 110. And it has, this is what they called nude back then. It was a pearl, but it was like a sparkle, but it was like something in between. And I love this so much that I went to the Lip Lab, and this is just an example, but I made 2 lipsticks and a gloss that were all in this like nude family of what I lost. And if you have a Lip Lab near you and you get the opportunity to go and make a lipstick, they give you a piece of paper afterward and you can reorder your colors. And honestly, like these are so nice. It's the same formula, I think, as Bite. I wouldn't wear blush like a few years ago. Yeah. This was I did 2 of these that I had like a deeper one and a lighter one. I don't know where the other one is right now. And I did a gloss. But I think back in the 90s, we would have just kind of like deadened out our lips, right? Corpse. Not quite as flattering over 40, but we'll take it. Some things that I wanted to show you also, though, aside from the concealer lip, I feel like there is some good lip stuff that came from the 90s too. Not that this isn't good, because I will wear it all the time and enjoy it. One of my favorite colors that I think is very 90s is a House Labs Fig. And these have a little doe foot on them, and it looks like there's nothing on here, but when you go to put it on, it's a whole entire lip. I mean, you get the whole lip done on one dip. And this stuff stays put. It's pretty unbelievable. Like, it looks like a lip gloss, like just like a regular lip gloss. But this will stay on your lips. If you guys have tried any of these from House Labs, not the pH changing ones, the ones that are, this says PhD hybrid lip glaze. Oh my God, I read that and it's really small. These are awesome. And I highly recommend this color. I think it is beautiful. It's like that bitten lip color, like what I think Victoria Beckham was going for when she did her lip stains, which, let's talk about that for a minute. Have you guys ordered the cheek stains? Because mine are on their way. And the only reason why I ordered them is because I read her little thing that she wrote about how it's a brand new kind of a formula, or when you dot it on, it doesn't stick and, you know, look like 3 dots. So I'm ready to see that. That'll be coming up very, very soon. I wanted to pull out this color because Merritt actually came out and said, hey, this is called 1990. And I agree. This, with no lip liner, because that's where we were at in life. It's like I would have done this as a blush. I would want this to go. There was a lot of monochromatic stuff going then. I usually take some of my lipstick and incorporate it into the cheek because I just feel like it gets to be more cohesive. You're waiting for the reviews for that. Yeah. The Benetint stuff. So I don't know how I feel about the VB thing. I don't know how I feel about it either, but it's coming. Some other ones that I wanted to show you guys. Did you go through the pearly phase of the 90s where everything was frosty? Did you guys see the new palette that Natasha's coming out with called the Gloom palette? Why isn't she doing that for Halloween? Why is that in the summer? I don't get it. The Gloom palette? I think it's an Ulta exclusive. I didn't see Sephora US on any of the releases that she had. Okay, so Mob Beauty often does things because they feel like it. And we'll have to go on this side. They did frosty lipsticks very recently. So we've got this color that's frosty that I'll just go in the middle here. This one is going to have to have further review going on. However, let's talk about this one last. let's talk about Pam Anderson for a minute. Y'all ready? Pink Frost. What do you think? Am I ready? You remember loving this drugstore NYC pink pearly lipstick? Okay. Was it called Zinc Pink? Or was it Silver City Pink? Because those were the two. And then Frosted Brownie was the other one. It was Revlon. It was like this, but it was beige. Look at this. If you could find something that it was going to highlight every single solitary thing on your face that you're trying to hide, this would be it. So pearly. I wore MAC lip gloss and wait, I'm coming at you, baby. This is I bought this when they re-released it. You guys are going to love it. It's from MAC. This is the color from the 90s, Bubbles. Now this one, obviously we wouldn't be wearing it like this to look like a robot. However, strategically, a pearl like this can be really pretty as like a highlight. And I'm going to show you that in a minute. But I had to show it to you like full on. Then Mob did one last one that I actually think is going to be another one that we can work with. This one is silver. Now, 100%, I'm not walking around like this, but I would have. I would have done that. Would you have? Oh, maybe, or Angel. I don't know. I can't remember. These are the funniest colors. This is me at like 15. I know. I know. I know. I get it. Now, you can still find pearly that works. This was recent Chanel. This is the color Keep Cool. And they've definitely found a way to give us the pearl without giving us the robot, like full robot. And I like this actually as like just like a highlight in the middle of more of a matte lip, but I feel like this was the evolution from, you know, the 90s. What else do I have? Oh, we got to put on a MAC gloss, for goodness sake. Now, I'm not excited about their new formula. I know they were, but I'll take the old lip gloss any day of the week. This one is the most 90s that I could find in my drawer. Very Pam Anderson, very Baywatch. What do you think? This one's called Oyster Girl. And I have to say, this is beautiful over like a matte. Like we're just having fun with this one tonight. Pink Delight. It's a delightful pink. All right, my lips are getting to the point where we need to like give it something. Okay. what I think of most when I think about my lips in the 90s is brown. Like brown was rebellious at that time. Brown was like not your mom's color. You know, like it was definitely youthful, and it was definitely a departure from all the pastels that we had had in the 80s. And it was, you know, it was brown. And these Kulfi lip oils, you guys, these tints, they are absolutely fantastic. I can't believe what they feel like. And I can't believe that they leave a beautiful stain, and that they're hydrating and shiny and pretty. Oyster Girl was a fave. Yep. So this sits right in that I'm from Seattle doing music kind of way, right? And we didn't really line at that point. Now, today I would. And my M159 is the hill I will die on as the all-time best lip liner. It's entirely waterproof. It's from Mob Beauty. And Vic is the original formulator for MAC. So if you're missing spice, the actual spice, they have it. It's called 1990. You can order it from the Mob website. It is literally the color of spice before it got crazy. I ventured into all of the pink browns when Bobbi Brown launched. My God. Yes. Do you remember? It was like a whole new category. You know, like back then I was thinking about it, like when you would go get your nails done. I mean, I can remember getting like nail art in the 80s and stuff, but like green nail polish was not a thing. Blue nail polish was not a thing. It just wasn't. But the first color that I remember really having an impact like on things was when they came out with the Vamp. That Vamp color was like a first. It was such a statement. You know, it really, there was nothing like it. You would get, you know, a manicure like with whatever colors, but that was, you know, a wow. I do love a lip like this though. I think it's fun. I really do. I know I'm going to look crazy, but I want to show you guys this anyway. So Mob Beauty makes these palettes, and you can snap any of their different size things into these permanent palettes, but they came out with they have cream eyeshadows that are called cream clay eyeshadows, and they came out with shimmer ones that are very pearly. And they are so pretty. Now, not in an 80s, I'm not in a 90s way. I have like nowhere to swatch on me anymore. I'm going to need like a little bath after this. So here are colors. Now, these are like a beautiful shimmer shadow. You know, like if you are a one and done, or like put a little in the crease and then get some shine going in the middle. I'm going to put it right here just so I look like I have another eye that we can play with if we want to. I think that I want to go into like this champagne-y color. And just put a little light on there. And this isn't even, you know, like the white color. This is the champagne. But you see how pretty these are? And these, you have a lot of playtime and then they do stay put. They have, I have a million of their cream clay eyeshadows. I mean, they are just the greatest colors. They make everything with makeup artists. I mean, this is a blue that is a cornflower blue. I've never seen this before. And, you know, like, that's some serious pigment. I mean, you don't obviously wear it like this. It blends, but do you see how it's like just such a unique shade? The pearly green blue was like 97. It's, I need like a bath of Bioderma. It was such a fun time of life. And I honestly feel like it was a lot easier without the phones. Does anyone else feel that way? Does anyone else like sort of missing what it was like back then? Can you imagine if they photographed some of the stuff that you did? I'm not kidding. Like, there was a girl that lives close to here whose good friend was uninvited to the college that she got into because of something that went online. That's a lot to work for your whole life. They also have powders and they have clay versions also of their blushes. This one's a clay. This is a bronzer that's a powder. I just really recommend these so much. And the other one I want to show you. Hello? Somebody's coming up here. These are their two glittery shades. Real hard up there. These you could put like in the center of anything like those other ones. And these have 0 microplastics. There's nothing in here that is, you know, when we talk about clean, this is actually clean. And these sparkles do not go anywhere. They are suspended. And they're so pretty. And they really catch the light. You can use these on anything. Hello? Okay. So, like, they have like one that's kind of like a silvery and one that's kind of a golden color, peachy color. They are really pretty, aren't they? Saw a pic of me 20 years ago with purple eyeshadow, white eyeliner, and I was like, oh my god. Okay. After, I don't remember when we did the white, but I'll join you for a moment. Why not? This is a Surratt, and I actually do love this as like a, I use it as like an inner corner highlight kind of a situation, but I'm going in. It's creepy. Really creepy looking on me. It almost makes my eye look smaller. I don't love that. But on the other side of this, you unscrew it and this is on the other side, and it's such a great inner corner highlight, like one of the best ever. This is from Surratt. What do you guys think about this mascara so far? I'm kind of into it. I don't know that it's going to take over black for me. We'll do like the other side. I want to try out this other eyeshadow palette anyway. So here's the one that's the more plum. I'm just going to do a little dust of the lightest shade again, in keeping with our 70s spirit, or 90s spirit. Wish we were in the 70s spirit. I love the 70s. So this one has like a little bit more, I don't know if it's pink. I guess it is pink. All right, let's go in, start to see if we can get a little bit of a shadow here. I just think these are really going to be little workhorses for me. It's pretty. These spread so nicely. I am so happy with these so far. Really nice. Really easy. Looks very easy. You weren't alive then? Oh, stop. I don't want to hear that. The 70s were a good time. So in trying to stay a little grungy here, these are beautiful, you guys. I am like very silky, not a lot of kick up. They're blending beautifully. I mean, I'm giving these like an A+. I like the formula a lot. It's buildable, but it's got pigment. I mean, you can definitely get a good look here. I'm going to this is Rouge Noir. It's got a little bit of a purpley cast to it from Chanel. I'm going to go in here. Like we did on the other side. And then behind the lashes. Now this one doesn't have a smudger, so I'm going to borrow a smudger. Just take my rougher pencil and rough it up over here. These do not budge either, these Chanels. They are fantastic. I do better like what I call a wing-ish. You have to get your eye open and just pull out into the shape that you really want. All right, so we're going to compare the Vast Lash and the Hourglass because we've got the brown Hourglass here. And we're going to go with the Vast Lash on the other one and see what we think. Just saying hell and leaving again. Hell. Is that like hello? Hello, my friends. Hello, Rebecca. We're doing all kinds of fun 90s talk. Do you have anything to say? I've had some interesting makeup on tonight. Scary thing is that I own it and it's been fun. All right, so I don't know, you guys. I still think maybe black for me. This is only one dip also. What do we think? Brown, black. Hello, Rebecca. My Rebecca. Okay, I need opinions on mascara. What are we feeling? I have to say the eyeshadow, I mean, even though like, you know, we did it a little crazy and stuff, I do think these palettes are expensive, yes, but I think the quality is there. I think the color stories are really nice. And I think that either of these can be used with any of the glitters that you have. And I just want to say again, I know these are $42 and it was very controversial. However, I think these are going to last me forever. And the amount of shimmer that you get and shine with these is incredible. And all of these matte palettes that we're getting now that make our eyes look young again, all of these can benefit from these sparkly shadows, or the ones that I just showed you that are the microplastic free from Mob, which I'll add to this. But if you can get a beautiful smooth eye like this, and then you can put on some kind of, oh my God. Okay, well, that was the Mob. Oh my goodness. I'm not having very good luck today with things arriving broken. What did I break? Well, happily, this was mostly cream clays, which are okay. The bronzer didn't make it. Just want to put these to the side. Sorry, guys. I need like 1 second here. Okay. All right. Well, that was very traumatic, but one thing breaking wasn't terrible. So we talked eyes, we talked cheeks, we talked lips. I think you just use the black, but when I want something more muted daytime maybe, or no makeup would go for brown. I definitely think so too. Hey, Michelle, we're having big storms. My internet went down. Keep losing it. My opinion, Vast Lash is the only mascara that doesn't transfer, and the PT sparkles are amazing. I'm with you, darling. I'm with you. These sparkles to me are worth every single penny that you pay for them. But you came back for a moment. Did you want to say something that you did in the 90s that you're horrified about? What you wore? Because I've been trying a lot of stuff on tonight. You've missed my frosty lips. Now I'm in my brown era. Supermodel. Is anyone sick of Bethany talking about her supermodel food? Because I'm ready to. Can take her in small doses. I like this. So what do we think? We think brown is, this is a good brown. This is like a dark brown. I have to say, Hourglass, the color is spot on. You sea breeze. Yeah, we were all very nostalgic last week. So I decided to bring grunge and the messy makeup that you can put on that doesn't come off. This glitter might never come off of me from Mob Beauty. It is very glittered. You really don't need a lot of glitter to make these eyeshadows beautiful. I add those white sparkles to everything. So curious about the Hourglass eyes now. Wasn't on my radar at all. They are your basic palettes that are going to be like little workhorses. This is just like the Clair Obscure or the Tissé Essential from Chanel. All matte, beautiful, easygoing. And then for those of you who are Tissé Rivoli fans like me, who like to go a little bit more plummy, I think the Modernist is stunning. And I have a lot of shimmer shadows in this family that are like Suku that I can pair up with this to get a little bit more of like an evening look out of it. But these are smoothing. They're blendable. They are a great formula. I don't like that you can't stack them up. They do kind of feel a little tinny, but they are magnetic. So you get that thing. There is a small mirror. And at $68, I feel like, why is that sounding like a bargain now? You know, that's a problem for me. I used Bobbi Brown, but longed to use MAC. Prescriptives. I don't like glitter. I prefer the TF wet dry type or the old ND shiny. I don't like a bunch of glitter pieces on my eyes. You can't handle it. You might like the Mob Beauty one then because it goes nowhere. It just stays there. But everybody has like their own like threshold for what, you know, they would like. I was going to show you guys like how great it is to use the pearl just as a teeny tiny, just to highlight a little bit. And we weren't highlighting back in the grunge days, but even just taking like a couple dabs, and you don't have to spread it out or anything. It just, to catch the light at different points, it just makes you look young and healthy. I miss the wet dry formula. I don't know that we're ever going to be getting that back. I haven't seen it. And I'm very excited to see what happens over at Tom Ford. It's going to be interesting. They need that to make money. They spent a ton on it, and it's got to give them some payback. I wanted to do a little shout out to the shroom color that from Victoria Beckham. Those of you who like a shimmer like me, I'm going to go on this side because of the color. Putting it here. It is such a pretty, like taupey oyster color. Great highlight. Such a fun color. Such a great one and done. Remember in the 2000s using a whitish pearly eyeshadow as highlight because highlight wasn't a thing then. Yeah, I don't think I knew what a highlighter was at that point. I just liked a lot of things that had a lot of sparkles in them until, we got to the 90s, and then it was like, let's all look dead. I think Lisa Eldridge does a really good job of taking something that's from another time and making it part of, the current world. This is her Velvet Decade. This is a matte. It's a brown, but it's a purpley brown. It's got in that plummy brown family. It's one of her mattes. It's such a great one. She does it in a gloss also. And then we have Le Mépris, and this was her take on what we would call like concealer lips now. It's a much peachier color than I can wear, but it's of that same thought. This one is Kitten Mischief. This is like if you took the 90s and you just mellowed it out a little bit, and just kind of gave it like an everyday feel, you would have that one. And then we have Spirited Away, and this is like the perfect example of like what I have on my lips right now, but with a little bit of like that more winey color that we were all wearing. And this is my like favorite of her mattes. This is Velvet Fawn. So a really neutral color that people are probably going to pair now like with a darker liner. And Velvet Muse is the other one. This was, I think, very inspired by what we had on in the 90s. I use Kitten Mischief all the time. It just looks like regular nude on me. Well, that's because you're not a regular nude. You're a very, very tan nude. This is one of my favorites. This is from Linda Hallberg. I think it's called Topaz. Now, back in this era when this is what we called nude, like there was only one nude and there weren't like a million nudes. There's a million nudes. It depends on what color your skin is, but this was what I thought of as a nude. It was like that slightly sparkly, really faded out, pearly color. And these other ones. I think like if you wanted today to have another, non-stain version, I think these Merit lip glosses that just came out are a great way to do it in more of a modern, classy way than, gosh, guys, my arthritis. It's like I can't even open the stuff at night. Here's another color. Both of these have that brown kind of burgundy feel to them. And I think it's a modern way to wear the stuff from the 90s. Almost just a slightly tinted lip balm. Yeah. These are, she does a great job. And I love when she talks about, like what was her inspiration, if it was a paint color or if it was, I always look at Velvet Rouge, I think was the one, something with paintings. I can't remember, something with Rococo paintings or something. She always gets like these really inspired colors, and I feel like she draws. I was looking at her videos from, so many years ago. They all like stand the test of time. There's definitely, she talks about like what's in, but her technique is her technique. It's very cool. So anybody have any final thoughts? Because we're hitting the 2-hour mark and I am talked out today. This is that last look of Modernist. We have a matte, a metallic, and 2 mattes. They're calling, they're calling this a metallic. Like, I don't know. Not in my book. They're not metallic. And this one is all matte. This is the Minimalist. I really think this is a good palette. And I also think that, there's one from Surat that goes around and around and it's like $100 and something. I think this and the 2 from Chanel that we talked about, the Tissé Essentiel and the Claire Obscure, they're going to get you there. I think these are like $68 also. So now these are the same price. Is that right? Revlon Color Stay Duos. Yes. Do you guys remember Rum Raisin? I mean, that was so super 90s. Beyond Beige Quad. That's it. That's it. I look crazy with these 2 different eye looks going. Anybody have any final thoughts on our little grunge tour? So happy I get to like have my flannel on. I love it. Anybody? All right, well, the video that you will see tomorrow is the green palette that came out from YSL. And I use that with, gosh, I'm trying to remember. Oh, the Farah Hamidi, not the broken one that just came, the other one. And Molly, remind me to tell you about my broken bronzer. Might be your good fortune. So that's, I'm figuring out how to do all of that. I did get it uploaded into YouTube Studio. So now I got to just like type everything up and I'll get that up tomorrow. And then I will be back on YouTube and it will make me feel happy. And the videos will start coming. The next video that you will see after that is one I have not filmed yet, but it is what inspired me to come back on to YouTube, what got me excited about makeup again. And I'm going to show you some really fun stuff on that video. All right, you guys, does anybody have any requests for other topics that we would like to do on lives, or should I just kind of roll with it? I did love like our little walk down memory lane last time. Fun trip down memory lane. Isn't it good to just have a good time with the makeup as opposed to always, I mean, I know I just showed you like 2 palettes, but they're 2 palettes that could be any 2 palettes, you know? I'm sure everybody has some matte eyeshadows that are neutral in their collection. I'm sure you have some sparkles to put on in your collection of stuff. I don't want this to be about buying stuff, and I'm not going to be putting anything like that on these videos. I don't feel good about it. But I am still putting all of the new releases as they come out onto my Instagram, and I am in the midst right now of redoing my Shop My. And I just want to say, it doesn't cost you guys anything to buy through a link of one of the people that you watch. If you are inspired to buy something by one of the videos that you watch, clicking on their link is the nicest, kindest thing you can do. We don't make a lot from it, but every little bit buys a little bit of makeup. And the thing that is the best about it is that you're kind of on a grading scale with these companies, and you have to get to a threshold in order to even get PR. So getting people to click on your links also moves you up, and you start to get more opportunities. So it's a win-win. ND Gloom, should we talk about it? Did you see that? It's like they're trying to do mini retro in a different way. That is what I thought when I saw it. I'm going to pull it up real quick. And we'll end our little evening. Everybody should follow Amit. About to put her up here. Okay, so is there like another picture possibly that doesn't move? There. I'm just going to leave it like that. I don't have a still picture. I wonder if it's on Natasha Denona's site. All right, I'm just going to leave it blowing around here for a minute. The first one is a taupe that's matte. The second one is that pearly thing that we were just talking about, which is just all of these things coming back. Plus the fact that it's gloomy is interesting to have like those muted colors, but it's got that middle shade that's sort of an avocado chartreusey kind of a color. And then we've got 2 other shimmery colors, a blue and a pink. It's just an interesting choice, isn't it? I don't know if I would call this a cool toned palette. I mean, I guess it is, but I look at it as more of a, I don't know what. I don't really understand this palette. So it says matte dark dusty olive taupe, metallic light taupe champagne, matte medium muted olive, sparkling metallic dusty petroleum green, and metallic light medium dusty rose. $27. I think that's a good deal. You know you're not going to hit pan on these. I mean, they're just, it's a great size, and I do love to travel with those. It is so easy. It's different. I think she's trying to get the hype that she got with Mini Retro. It's kind of like that in a different shade variant. See, I think calling it like Mini Gloom would have gone really like well in like October. But like I said, I think this is an Ulta exclusive in the United States because there is no Sephora date for this palette in the US that I could find anywhere. So that's kind of interesting. All right, you guys. I am sending everybody a lot of 90s love, a really gloomy, that's such a word, isn't it? I do enjoy wearing two different eye looks for you. I like the espresso. I'm going to try it tomorrow and see what I think of it in life instead of just here. All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for being here tonight and for hanging out in the 90s. Your internet's so bad, missing a good chat. And Andy is a very interesting $27, the great price. Kudos to her for doing it different. Yes. Bye. Oh, I know. She's at least giving us something that we haven't seen because everybody keeps saying there's nothing more that they can do. It's definitely not something I would wear all together. But it would be picking and choosing. I think it's a good one to have to throw into the middle of a really neutral look, which is what I was just talking about. All of these kinds of palettes. Here's the Tissé Rivoli. This has a little bit of color to it because it's more of the plum because I took it out because I bought the other one. But these palettes that are all matte that you can find, they are the perfect frame for any of the sparkles and pearls and all the kind of stuff that you want to wear that if you don't want it to be too much, frame it out in a matte and then put a little sparkle on there and you're in business. All right, you guys, check out my video tomorrow. Put your thumb up for me and let's get some people because I don't want to lose my going live privileges from Instagram. Now they're going to make us have 1,000 people following and I'm like in the 600s. So tell all your friends. She does throw us for a loop kind of often. Let's not get into the circus one. Let's get into it. Let's talk about how many times I've actually used this palette. Zero. This is back when I bought every palette. But you know what? I'm looking at these right now. She makes a pearly shadow, you know, if you're going to do a one and done. She's not messing around. You got to appreciate that, right? All right, you guys, I'm sending everybody So much love. I did buy it. I know. That was back in the day though. Back in the Natasha collecting days. It's 100% not a Michelle palette. I would say at least 100% not. And the whole circus theme is just yuck. All right, you guys. Have a good night, everybody. Sweet dreams. I will see you all very soon. Thanks for coming tonight. See you all next Tuesday night or before. Good night, guys. Bye.